Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent Training. Welcome to our Word of the Day series, where I've been taking your requests for pronunciation of American English words. You can leave your word in the comments, and I'll add it to my list to cover in the series. Today's request was from one of our channel members, and he was noticing the challenges of the words color, collar, and collar. And this was a great suggestion because many people will probably have the same challenges with these words because they are very similar. The only difference between color, collar, and collar are which vowel the first syllable has. Excuse me. So all of these words are stressed on the first syllable. So we have the is short on all of them, and the length is on the first syllable. We have the same sounds at the end. So LOR, LER, and LAR, they all say the lr with the vowel and the L sound. So that's going to be challenging in and of itself. For many people, moving from the L to the is difficult. You can try this part of the word by itself, lr, lifting the tongue in the front initially and then pulling it back into the position. I suggest doing the part first and then adding the L if you find it challenging. So try lr. You can get more help for the L sounds and R sounds on my American R playlist and in my American L video. In the word color, this letter O says the vowel schwa, and it sounds like k. I want to go long on that. Color. And for the schwa vowel, my tongue is central and relaxed. Color. For collar, the letter A says vowel ah. This is the symbol here. My lips are rounded and my jaw is also fairly central. Ah. It's a little bit more open than the collar. So my jaw is a little bit more open and my lips are rounded. This is the same vowel that's in words like law and caught. For this one, you might want to try the word all with that vowel, all, and then call, and finally collar. And then lastly, collar has the vowel, and that's an open, unrounded vowel. So when I say collar, I don't want to feel any lip rounding. The main difference between collar and collar is that caw has rounding and ka is more open, unrounded. My jaw is slightly more open for the ka than the caw, but it's fairly similar. They're both back vowels. So finally, collar, I have the ah sound. You'll see here in this IPA description of collar that I have primarily the ah vowel there, but you will hear some Americans who don't make much of a difference between ah and ah, and they may say collar more like collar, the same as this. I can clearly hear that distinction, and I have the tendency to do much more of an ah and an ah. I suggest trying to listen for that, and you can see what is in the region around you. If you're in the US, what people use. If you're trying to make a distinction between these two words, it's helpful to be having collar and collar. If you find either of those vowels challenging and there's a little bit more of an ah here in your collar, that would be the same as some Americans in some areas of the country. Okay, so we have color, collar, and collar. Let's try a few short sentences with them. I'm using the colors red and blue to talk about the word color. I take callers or comments in my live classes on Fridays. You're not exactly calling in, you're commenting in, but the callers the callers have interesting and helpful questions. Collar, I don't have a collar on my shirt today. Let's put them all together for a challenge sentence. The caller had a collar with the color red. Okay, so going back to another technique that will help you, because just finishing that sentence, even for me, it was challenging to jump back and forth between these words. You may want to pair them with another word that has the same vowel to help you. So, for example, I could try such color, two schwas, such color. Um, how about I saw the collar, and not a collar, not a collar, and ah. So that may help you pair with those vowels as well. If you need more help with any of these vowel sounds, I suggest checking out my vowels playlist. It's going to help you break down the sounds, the symbols, the spelling, and which words those vowels are in. I hope you'll attend my Friday live question and answer class to get more help for your questions. And as I said at the beginning, please feel free to leave your question or request in the comments for this video or any of my videos. For those of you who are channel members, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and we'll be back on Sunday with a members only class, as well as watch the community page for some new uploads for channel members. We're starting our 5x5 series for the channel members, and that will give you some additional links and lessons to work on each week, with a 5-minute lesson and additional support materials on speechmodification.com. For those of you who aren't subscribers or channel members, you might want to consider doing that to help support the channel and to get some of those extra benefits that the members are seeing. All you need to do is click the join button and it'll show you what your options are for membership. Thank you so much for those of you who've been watching, for the subscribers, for all your comments and questions. I really appreciate them. I do go through and read all of those and respond to them. So I appreciate your support, and thank you so much for being a part of the channel. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound American, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye guys. See you tomorrow.